Words. Thank you very much. And I will just give you a brief presentation on the structural reforms program, its main elements, and its progress so far. Because as Dr. Hala said, we started this program on the 27th of April 2021. So it's been a year since we launched the program, and we've done some progress in lots of its areas. So I will just skim you through what we've done and our vision for the future. But at the beginning, I would like to start by thanking Dr. Hala for giving us the room and the space to develop this program and encouraging us all the way through, and for facilitating all the problems we face with other entities that she's laughing, she knows. And certainly my colleagues, I would like to thank them very much, Dr. Heba Kafafi, Dr. Heba Zayed, Dr. Dina Kafafi, Christine Ragai, Heidi Riyad, Muhammad Ayman, and Dalia Rafiqa. They've really done a wonderful job. So I will move through this. Thing is, we started the program with the notion of reversing or changing the structure of the Egyptian economy, because we've realized that over the last 30 years we've been facing almost the same problems, because we focus on the same areas and we answer the questions using the same tools, and we give the same answers actually to wrong questions. We go to the demand side, we work on the exchange rate, we work on the interest rate, we take loans, yet the problem lies in the supply side of the economy. And because we have problems, structural problems in the supply of the Egyptian economy, we are not producing enough goods and services for the local market and for the overseas market. We are importing because we do not cover what we need in the local market. We are not exporting enough. This reflects in, if anyone takes the exchange rate, since we started the first reform program in recent years, which was 1991, the value of the exchange rate, and we see the value of the exchange rate now within 31 years, and divide them by the number of years, the pound has been, we can say that the pound loses 6% of its value every year. It does not materialize in nominal terms, but every 5 to 6 years we go through a devaluation, because every year we lose 6% in the value of the pound, just by the mere fact. And if we look at this 6%, it's exactly the inflation differential between Egypt and our trading partners. So our problem is that we have a supply-sided inflation driven by lack of supply. So that was where we started, and we thought to solve the supply problems and to make the Egyptian economy more productive, more export-oriented, more capable of providing goods and services to its citizens, and more capable of providing jobs that provide good and decent work conditions and increases and levels of the living standards. We thought the best way to go about it is to focus on the real side of the economy, particularly three sectors: manufacturing, agriculture, and ICT. And the three markets that these sectors work within: the labor market, the money market, and the trade market, the commodities market. So these are the areas we focus on, which entails we need to do economic diversification, we need to have a more efficient labor market, we need to liberalize our trade, we need to create an educational system that really caters to the needs of the labor market, particularly in its TVET element. The commodities market needs lots of reforms. The capital market needs to be enhanced, vocational training, and lots of other structural reforms. And we've mapped this with the SDGs agenda, Egypt's Vision 2030, and all the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, because basically they aim for the same thing, and that's the ultimate or the bigger umbrella that we are working within. To do this, this boils down to the pillars of the structural reforms program and two different partners that we are working with. Just to give you an idea, these are our local partners in the national structure. All these ministries and agencies are the ones that are responsible for implementing the program, and for that we follow up with them on. These are the main entities responsible for it, yet there are another 24 agencies that we also deal with, because they are not the main responsible entities, but sub-entities that still work on the same measures. The structural reforms program has 6 pillars, and in each pillar we have some policies that we want to achieve. So we have 31 policies, we have 117 measures, and it goes because localization has been a very important element in it. The reforms are implemented in the 27 governorates of Egypt. The main focus, as mentioned earlier, was the manufacturing sector. And in each sector we put quantitative targets. We translated the policies that we want to achieve within the target into quantitative targets. The contribution of each sector in GDP, the contribution to employment, contribution to exports, localization, place in the value chain and the supply chains, and so on and so forth. And we've identified these policies and the quantitative targets we have in each sector. For the manufacturing, for the agriculture as well, we identified our aims or our targets or our policies, and each of them was achieve food and water security. We translate this into quantitative target. We achieve food and water security measured by improving Egypt's ranking in the Global Food Security Index. And so this applies to all policies and all measures. They all have quantitative targets. Also, the ICT sector was drafted and designed along the same lines. So these are the main 3 sectors that we have. And we have a governance for the program. We have a Supreme Committee for Structural Reforms that is headed by the Prime Minister, and where all ministries and agencies that are responsible for the implementation of the program are represented at. And we also have the private sector. Private sector and academia and independent experts are presented in the Supreme Committee for Structural Reforms. And within this committee, we have a technical secretariat that has 5 working groups led by private sector people. The 5 working groups follow up on the implementation of the program and evaluate the performance gaps when we get the KPIs from the different ministries to evaluate the performance that was done, not just on paper. We do not want this program to be like a box-ticking procedural program. We've done this and we've done that. We want to see the impact. We want to see what are the effects of these measures that even after implementation, we want to make sure that they are achieving the targets and the policies. They're not a target in themselves. So these 5 working groups follow up on the program and analyze the performance gap, and accordingly suggests and designs further measures and further actions to be implemented based on the monitoring and evaluation that we do. After 1 year, we are evaluating the program, and we think we have done after 12 months, actually not 12 months, these are just 9 months, because the 4th quarter has not been, the data of the 4th quarter are not out yet. So these are the results of the first 3 quarters in the manufacturing sector. So overall, we have above 70% achievement of the measures above 70% implementation of the measures that we have designed, and above 60% achievement of the targets that we have set, particularly in the manufacturing, agriculture, and ICT sectors. And this was visible in the growth numbers. The 3 sectors that led growth in the first half of year 2022 and 2021-2022 were ICT, followed by manufacturing, followed by agriculture. And the 3 exceeded the average growth rate in the economy. Of course, tourism and Suez Canal did the same thing and with larger rates, but they were coming from very low base given how hit they were by the COVID. So these 2 sectors aside, manufacturing, agriculture, and ICT were the main drivers of growth in Egypt. Agriculture also had achieved most of its targets. ICT as well, in the enhancement of the business environment and increasing the role of the private sector. We also did much in that regards. The labor market, particularly the labor market and the TVAT, is one of the areas that lots of measures were taken and impact was felt. Access to finance and financial inclusion, governance and efficiency of public institutions, and the main target or the main goal of the program is human capital, improving on education, health, and social reliability, social protection. So all the measures were either achieved or in progress. After the assessment and given the new developments in the global markets, we are launching phase 2 of the program, focusing on particularly the private sector enhancement and increasing its investment on the developing and facilitating the movement of trade and removing all trade barriers, on developing the executive and facilitating investment in Egypt, reforming the institutions, the public sector institutions, through privatization and through other different measures, expanding the social security network, continuing reforming the labor market and the TVAT, and of course supporting the green economy, because this has also been, localization, as I said in the 27 vulnerates, digitalization and climate change has been clear elements throughout the program. They were horizontally in all measures that we've taken and in all pillars and in all targets that we've put: digitalization, localization, and green economy. So this will be the focus of our National Structural Reforms Program in phase 2. And this, I think, we will be very happy and very eager and very looking forward to cooperate with the UN on. Thank you.